its functions, nature and scope of advertising and differentiation between the other communication forms. Today, we are going to learn about the types of advertising. In this unit, in the syllabus, we have a classification of advertisements based on the region and functions, target group, intended demand, and also media. Another classification, in the newspapers, we see display advertisements, classified advertisements. There is a two kind of advertisements. One more type is retail advertising. Another one, industrial product advertising. Here we need to know about the government advertisements. Government advertising also we see in the newspapers and the television channels. Financial advertising, corporate advertising, public service advertising, and political advertising. When we see at the time of elections, general elections or assembly elections, we see advertisements, political parties, that advertisement we see in the newspapers and electronic media. Even though there is a development of technology, we are experiencing digital media platforms. One by one, we will discuss various types of advertisements. Generally, advertising may be productively used for the benefits of producers, traders, consumers, and the country's economy. Advertisements are classified by its objectives and purpose. The basis of classification can be diverse, as will be evident from the discussion. The basis on the functions, region, target market, and selected media. So the classification depends on all these elements. Now we will discuss about the region covered related advertisements. Means a kind of types of advertisements. Here we know local region, national level region, and global region. Coming to municipality, for example, our local area, municipality or Gram Panchayat, there is also need advertisements for transforming the information to the concerned people, target people. Region-based advertisements, for example, global advertisements, national level advertisements, regional level advertisements, and local level advertisements. Coming to the global advertising. Global advertising, it is executed by a firm in its global markets. For example, we know Rolex watch. That is a global product. It's available in the various countries. It's in India, we need to import the watch and sell it here. So that is one kind of one example for the global advertisement. We see in the corporate magazines about the Rolex advertisements. Multinational firms treat the world as their market. Reputed global magazines like Time, Far Eastern Economic Review, Stan, and TV channels are used to advertise the products throughout the world. Supermodels and Hollywood actors are used to promote high-end products. IBM, for example, IBM, Sony, Samsung, Ford, these are some electronic and automobile companies. They like are examples of such firms, some companies, multinational companies. Coming to the national advertising, advertising at the national level to increase the demand of its product and service through select media. Generally, large established firms belongs to this category at national level. For example, a public sector unit, BHEL, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, State Bank of India, all these are the public sector units. They also issues advertisements about their products, their services. More examples, again, electronics, DPL, Whirlpool, Hindustan Lever, Larsen Turbo, and even Patanjali products, Himalayan products. So all these, the product is supplying all over the world, all over the nation, in our nation, India, all over the places. So an electronic good product that is supplies even in the Assam and in the Kerala also, in places of Kashmir, in places of Tamil Nadu, in places of Manipur, in places of Maharashtra. So all those things, products need a national level advertising. Coming to the regional theater, regional level advertising. For example, our region is a Telugu region, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Some product which is most suitable for the Telugu product, Telugu people only, like a food item that is not need, for example, a food item related to the Telugu region, Telugu people. So it is not required to give advertisements at Uttar Pradesh, at Gujarat. So those are the limited area, means that particular region. The manufacturer confines is advertising to a region of the country, like a state or a region. Hence, promotional exercise is called regional advertising. This can be done by the manufacturer, wholesaler, or retailer of the company. Coming to the local level advertisements, here local level advertisements means, for example, a municipal corporation, a Gram Panchayati office, some advertisements related to the payments of tax. One particular Gram Panchayati, so they use the advertisement for particular area only. They don't require an advertisement in another Gram Panchayati. When advertising is done only for one area or one city, one village, it is called local advertising. Some professionals also call it is retail advertising. It is sometimes done by the retailer to pursue the consumer, the customer, to come to visit his store regularly and not for any particular brand. Some products, at particularly some village that is famous for that product. For example, ikat related clothes, sarees, shawls is related to the Pochampalli. But it is now wide publicity all over the entire state or national level, but they don't give a particularly an advertisement in the newspapers or televisions. But mouth publicity also, it is one kind of publicity. It will go and expose both the product. Some products like a papad product, a food item product, a pickle product, that manufacturer need to supply in particular village only, that city only. So they don't need to give advertisements in the a newspaper of a state-wide newspaper page. They give advertisement in the district newspaper, district oblige in general we call it is. Otherwise, nowadays we are witnessing in many newspapers they are producing uh, constitution level pages or division level pages. So that is enough for that product. The manufacturer who gives the advertisement in particular area where their products are selling, and classification by their functions. So advertisements can be, you can classify with their functions. For example, inform the customers about a product or service or idea, pursue the consumers to buy products, services, and pursue the consumers to buy a particular product, and some psychological psychological development, psychological influence on the minds of customers, to enforce the feeling that they have bought the best product. They take a right decision and remind existing customers about the presence of the product, service in the market till now, and the public at large from the buying certain products or services that are harmful for them. This is also one kind of knowledge because consumers or customers know about the when the publication, the advertisement published in the particular newspapers or televisions, wherever it is. Informative advertising, another kind of classification in advertising, that is the informative advertising. Advertising which informs the customers about the products, services, or ideas of the company or that organization following this category. For example, we know we have many marks like Vishal Mart, Lulu Mart, D Mart, and examples for this. So, for example, a Mega Mart is offered 2 kg sugar for every purchase of 1,000 rupees every day. That is called one kind of informative advertisement. So, the consumers will attract for these kind of advertisements. And another kind of advertisement is persuasive advertising. As the name suggests, pursue or motivate the prospective buyers to take quick action to buy the products or the services. For example, offers we see in the seasonal offers like buy one get one free, like in the kg sales of a clothes, and festival offers they gives a particular amount of for example a 999 for 3 sets of shirts or pants or sarees. So these kind of offers will attract the consumer to buy that product. Another kind of advertising is reminder advertising. Advertising reminds the existing customers to become medium or heavy users of the products or services of the company that have been purchased by them at least once. This type of advertising exercise helps in keeping the brand name and the uses of the products in the minds of the existing customers. Another kind of advertising is the social advertising. In this advertising that this use the advertising that targets a particular audience from purchasing such products and services, which would not only harm them but also harm the society in general. Examples advertisements of various civic authorities against consumption of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, narcotics. So this is a social kind of advertising which harms the users. So against these products, here generally earlier we know about the advertisement which gives the information, which gives reminders, which gives offers, but those are for improving to increase the sales of that product or that service. But now we are learnt about the social advertising. There is we are cautioning the people don't use tobacco products, don't use alcohol, don't consume drugs. So this also one kind of advertisement. Coming to the advertisement classification based on the target group. For example, I am a teacher. I used pen, but I don't use some unknown, unrelated to my profession. I don't buy that article. I used to buy only stationery, book stationeries like a pen, stapler, papers, all this. But I don't need to buy for example, and a product that is used for to work at building construction. I don't need for my profession. A hammer, for example, is not required for me, and a screwdriver is not required for my profession. I don't need to buy that hammer or screwdriver or like fitting instruments. So I need only pen and newspaper, pen, papers, chalk, board related to the books and stationery. So based on the target group, advertisement also related to the target groups and subcategories. Then only the advertisement, the value of advertisement, the spending, the amount on that advertisement, we will get the return of interest. Here we need to know about the consumer advertising, industrial advertising, trade advertising, professional advertising. Whereas it comes to the consumer product, this is done to impress the ultimate consumer who buys the product or service for his personal use. So, for example, air conditioner that is useful for a teacher, a businessman, and for example, many kinds of professions, even the general public in the season of summer, they need to use air coolers or air conditioning. So this is a common product for all categories. This type of advertising is done by the manufacturer or dealer of that product. Example, like clothes, soaps, all those are the general products. Coming to the industrial related products, we call it is a business to business advertising in general word. Recently, we are hearing about this B2B advertising. This is done by the industrial manufacturer or is a distributor, and it is so designed that it increases the demand of industrial products. It is directed towards the industrial customer. In the industry, we know for electricity supply, we have for electricity supply there is required some material. Those material produced in the Bharat BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So that is those two products is interlinked with the industry and another industrial agency or industrial unit. A normal consumer need not to buy a product from the BHEL himself. It is not useful for him, but it is useful for the industrial person. Like that, there is business to business advertising. Coming to the trade related advertisements, this is done by the manufacturer to pursue wholesalers and retailers to sell their goods, their products. Different media are chosen by each manufacturer according to his product type. And the nature of distribution is also important here. And chosen channel means, for example, if in the trade advertising they used a newspaper, they used a television channel, they used a FM radio or a AM radio for the generally it is widely transmitted in the rural areas. For example, Rolex advertisement in the and a community radio, that is not useful for a community radio that is related to the farmers. So their target group, their target customers are not from that rural area or the villages. So they give advertisement in the corporate magazines or English newspapers. This is another kind of advertisements like professional advertising. Manufacturers and distributors attempt to influence professionals of a particular trade or business team through well-prepared programs. The companies operating in such market segments direct their advertising to these decision makers who are professionals like engineers, teachers, doctors, and managerial position officers, contractors, architects. So these professionals recommend or prescribe the products of these manufacturers to the ultimate buyers, means the target group. So they prescribe the medicine for various diseases, various. So in general, pharmacy company, they don't give their advertisement for the general people. They contact the doctor suggests some medicine, pharmacy company, they produce the medicine. The patients who consume that medicine. So that is related to the professional advertising. Now coming to the financial advertising, banks, corporate firms, financial institutes, they issue advertisements to the to mobilize the funds from the markets. So we see in the newspapers there is government sector banks. They offer much interest, like say a good interest. They offer a good interest. They give advertisements. They give the information in that advertisement. For example, fixed deposits interest rate is high in one kind of bank, so they give the advertisement. So these are some examples for the financial advertisements. Dear students, if you have any doubts, you may raise your hand or you may give your doubts in the chat room. I will read it and I will get it back with the clarifications. Now coming to discussion about the classification by intended demand creation. What is here, for example, primary demand, selective demand? Primary demand means generic advertising. In this category of advertising is designed to increase the primary demand, the demand for a class of a product as a whole, like cosmetics. This is done by trade associations or groups in the industry. Primary advertising is done by many companies at the same time, but there is a no competition. Generally, we see one kind of exhibition related to the pens, for example. Again, in that exhibition, they exhibits various pen industry manufacturers from Raymond, from Uniball, from other kind of pens, Natraj, many. There is a, they are giving some awareness. Their their intention is consumer can use the pen, so they give some awareness, either their product or other product, whatever it is. But their ultimate target is consumer need to be buy any product of a pen, any from any company. Primary demand advertising is to promote a new product. So earlier we could not use air conditioners and television sets in LCD or LED, but nowadays we are using very rare, very commonly every house without television set, without a minimum about here. Another example is a mobile phone. So this is a promotion of the product, not by the company even, but they are supposed to give the utilization of that product. Once the masses are aware of the benefit of that product, they go for selective demand. It is done by individual company to promote their own products. So we know now everyone is maximum above 15 years. Everyone now using mobile phones. So earlier we know only 2G kind of a mobile phone, 3G, later 4G, 5G now we are using. So this is the awareness about the product. Next one is a selective demanding product advertising. This is done by a company or a dealer to increase demand for a particular product of a company. We know here is again the example of cell phone. Earlier only limited the companies, Motorola, Nokia, some other, Alcatel, like kind of rarely, very, we can count in a fingers. But now we have a number of cell phone products, cell phone companies in the market. That is a selective. First is a primary. Next, selective demand. The company would advertise its own brand only to establish different advantages and features of their product compared with other products in the market. It is not to stimulate the demand for the product or service. The advertiser attempted to differentiate is brand and to increase the total amount of consumption of that product. Now coming to discuss about the media. A variety of media are used for advertising purposes. Different types of media, however, differ as regards to geographical coverage, the type of customers that media can reach, nature of appeal to consumers, cost involved, etc. Here, the print media. Print medium comprise newspapers and magazines. The main difference between newspapers and magazines is the periodicity of their publication. Newspapers generally a daily product. Magazines depends on the periodicity. Maybe it is a weekly or fortnightly or biannually, quarterly, whatever it is. In both cases, however, the message is conveyed through words in a print, sometimes along with pictures of or photographs or in graphics. Now we recent development is the graphics, infographics. Newspapers published in different languages. Newspapers are widely and regularly read by the educated public. Newspapers published in regional languages also have made circulation, sometimes in more than one state. So, as a medium of advertising, newspapers reach a very large number of people. That is why we call it is a mass media. Secondly, newspaper advertising is relatively cheaper than other media like radio and television. But it is depends on the advertisement size and particular page and particular area. Already we have discussed, for example, an advertisement, product of an advertisement that is only limited people, means that will cover in the division page. It is generally compared with the television. Television again, there is no separate divisions. Television is common for the entire state or entire region, for entire the language which is covers that news channel. So this is one kind of benefit for the newspaper. Partly, newspaper provide the facility of repeating the message every day, if necessary. Newspapers can be selected based on geographical reach, national level, regional level, or local level, because that product, the product producer, the owner, who knows the manufacturers, who knows where the product is the target area. Based on the target area, they gives advertisement in the local area or a regional level or national level. Or sometimes already we have discussed about the global advertising. There is a global products like Rolex watch. Coming to the magazines, magazines are also called periodicals as they are published at periodical intervals like weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and so on. Different types of magazines are published for different categories of readers. Generally, what are those categories of readers? Sports likers, or automobile likers, or an interested candidate who are candidates who are interested to read economics, finance. So they buy a magazine related to the economics and finance. If a person who are interested into sports, they buy sports related magazines. So these are the some categories. Radio broadcasting as a medium of advertising has become increasingly popular in India due to the availability of radio sets at price which people of a low income can also afford. So advertisement appeals can reach the general public in different parts of the country, every conveniently through radio broadcast. In radio, advertisements are broadcast by All India Radio, that is Vividha Bharati programs in specified channels. Now we have FM channels also. We don't need to forget about these FM channels. FM radio has made its entry in the last decade. The reach is limited. It is now one of the most preferred medium wherein local goods and services are competitively advertising. You know, FM radio's broadcast limitation is limited, particularly, for example, in a city like Warangal, Vijayawada, Hyderabad, the FM radio broadcast is the broadcast area is limited to that city only, means 20 kilometers of radius or 30 kilometers of radius. In case the product is only suitable for that particular city, they means the manufacturer who select the FM radio, right? Coming to the television, we know television is based on language and region. For example, many news channels in Telugu also there is two types of means one language but for two regions, one for Andhra Pradesh and one for the Telangana. Like so, all villages in the country are now having access to electricity, and this has given importance to the television viewing. The importance of television as a medium of advertising has risen with the use of satellite transmission and the establishment of more relay stations to cover the remote parts of our country. So there is also some categories, entertainment channels, news channels, and regional level language type of news channels. So the manufacturer, if he required, already we have discussed about the national level advertising. For example, a soap product, which is a national level product. So they give advertisements in various news channels, various languages of news channels. So ultimately, television advertisement now it is increasing because television access is available for maximum people. There is no surprise because there is no house without television. Even though nowadays a new media and digital media available, there is no mobile phone in any house. But accessing mobile phone for normal people is sometimes maybe quite different than the using of television. Okay, coming to the another kind of a media is the outdoor media. Outdoor media of advertising refers to the media used to reach people when they are out of doors or traveling rather than at home or in the office. Pamphlets, posters, hoardings, billboards, signboards, electrical displays, and various categories, display categories available in the outdoor media. So the size of the hoardings is normally large, and the advertisement is visible from the distance also. Another kind of type of advertising is internet advertising. The emergence of internet has led advertisers to use it as a tool for advertising. Online advertising is used in most every social media platform, such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels. There is a we see YouTube advertisements. If we click on the video, we will get the advertisement. So far, we have discussed about the various types of advertisements based on the media and the area, geographical area, and the importance of that product. Now, coming to discuss about the major types of advertisements, like classified advertisements and display advertisements. Display, we know in the newspapers we see there is a 2 by 2 centimeters one small advertisement. There is a full page advertisement. There is a half page advertisement. There is a quarter page advertisement. There is a 10 by 10 straight centimeters advertisement. So this is a display type of advertisement. In the same newspapers, we read one category which is used in a particular page, that is a classified advertisements. There is only 4 lines or 5 lines of advertisements in the letters. So that is a classified advertisement. There is again a number of categories in the classified. Classified advertisements are advertisements used by the general masses to promote or use services. Compared with classified and display advertisements, the charge is less than display advertisement for the classified advertisements. Classified advertisements against there is some classification. For example, we see in the newspapers too late caption. Under that caption, there is some classified advertisements. Some vacancies, there is also some kind of advertisement. Real estate is there is also some advertisement under that category. So these classified means we are classifying each advertisement related to particular area. So if a reader who are interested to know for an office space, so he is directly go to that kind of a section, means a to-let section. There he will find the suitable space. There is he will find the suitable space. Classified advertisements in a newspaper are typically short, as they are charged by the line, and the classified advertisements are restricted one newspaper column width. These are generally classified into different sections, such as automobiles, vacant, to-let, real estate, Coming to in detail about the classifieds, there is a various types like education related classified advertisements, tours and travels, real estate, like this. Many kinds. Again, there is a classification because by classification, it is easy to identify the reader which he is expecting. Is a requirement. What is his requirement? Now coming to the display advertisements. Display advertisements advertisement is a type of advertising that typically contains a text, that is a copy. In their logos, images, photographs, location maps, and similar visuals, infographics, graphics. Maximum in that particular space, we can impose whatever we need. In a planned manner, we can fit all many kind of type of copy included in that advertisement. In a periodicals, we see display advertisements can appear on the same page or the page of advertisement also. Display advertisements need not necessarily have a visuals or images. Textual advertisements are also used where text may be more appropriate or more effective. An example for textual advertisements in a commercial message sent to mobile device users or through email. So it is also possible. One common form of display advertising is involves billboards, posters, transit cards, tents, flyers. All these are some examples of the display advertising. Now coming to discuss about the product advertising. What is product advertising? Creating an image of the outlet or that company, that establishment, establishing its location, highlighting the products offered and special offers, focus on the price and advertising. All these are related to the product advertising. Product advertising refers to advertising done by the retail trade, such as shopping malls, large retail brand stores, supermarkets, and so on. If we visit one general kirana store in our street, there we will see the display of a detergent powder advertisement or a display of a cosmetic advertisement. So that is the retailer, means a kirana shop owner who is giving some advertisement about the particular product. The retail advertisements focus on announcement of seasonal festival sales, discount offers, exchange offers, etc. For retail advertising, localized media are used, such as city local pages, local cable channels, FM radios, and through local groups. Now we have on the social media platforms like WhatsApp, we have a WhatsApp groups, Insta groups. So on. This is a plenty of opportunities to give advertisement about product in that particular local area. Coming to the industrial product advertising, already we have discussed earlier why the industrial products need to be advertised. Industrial executives have a little confidence in advertising. They rely on this form of promotion mainly out of fear that their competitors may benefit if they stop their advertising efforts. The task of the industrial advertiser is complicated by the multiple buying influence characteristics like the derived demand, etc. The objectives of vary according to the company and the situation. They are to inform, to bring in orders, to include inquiries, to get the advertiser's name on the buyer's list of sources, to provide support for the salesman, to reduce the selling cost, to establish recognition for the firm or that company or that brand or that product, to motivate distributors, to recognition for the product, to create or change a buyer's attitude. All these are some kind of objectives for the industrial product advertising. For example, State Bank of India in a government sector, that is a public sector bank, means there is a partnership with the government and also shareholders. While the State Bank of India need to advertise about their products. Already we learned about the to inform, to bring orders, to get the competition. They fear about their competitors, so they give their advertisement. Now coming to discuss about the government advertisements. Generally, government advertising is defined as any message that conveyed in India or abroad. Means India means a particular government, otherwise a state level particular state government. Paid for by the government for placement in media such as newspapers, television, radio, digital media, in cinemas. The government advertising is all about the reaching into all lives in all directions and entering into all activities. So advertisements are issued at the municipal level, municipal corporation area level, or Gram Panchayati corporation level, or a state level, or a country level, largely for making announcements directed to the public. Indeed, the government has found advertising as the most powerful instrument of the communication. It is making conscious effort to build its own kind of corporate image. Government advertising campaigns cited as addressing the public interest includes defense recruitment, health promotions, and road safety. All these are, and about the welfare schemes, policies. So they need advertisements. Who gives the advertisements via of the government? There is a central government, government of India, for example. Further, there is a department. It is earlier there is a DAVP, Directorate of Advertising and Visual Publicity. Now some departments included and merged and form a Central Bureau of Communication. This is a multimedia advertising agency and information sector is there. Various departments under this CPC. Particularly for related to the advertisements, there is a division. So earlier the title is DAVP. In the textbooks you have DAVP, but there is a changes made in the 2023. In the textbook you have that is prepared 2018, these are 2017. These are there is a DAVP is a one unit, but now all these some other units are included and became Central Bureau of Communication. There is again the advertisements related is one division. So the activities, what is earlier DAVP is done the same kind of activities. Now one division is looking after. India's advertising policy is set and controlled by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The primary mandate of the ministry is to ensure that all citizens have access to a free flow of information via various media like newspapers, radio, television, and internet means new media, digital platforms also we have. So here one point you have to remember, you may, so because this is a one new development. Central Bureau of Communication, one new establishment merged with other some divisions of earlier, which are under control by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Financial advertising refers to the advertisement of financial instruments such as shares, bonds, bank deposits, savings schemes, mutual funds, etc. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, in general we call it as a SEBI, enforces strict legal regulations in regard to promotional advertising of public offerings of securities and requires some amount of mandatory copy on most other products. There is a two differences. Firstly, is a financial advertising is one time, that is related to a particular event, therefore it is targeted. Consumer advertising, on the other hand, is a continual in nature and its recall is important. Secondly, the target audience in a financial advertising is limited and identifiable. Then in consumer advertising, so media choice is more precise in financial advertising. Corporate advertising, the promotional message aimed at creating an image, enhancing reputation, building goodwill, or advocating an idea, or the philosophy of advertising and organization instead of sales promotion. Their aim is to promote their brand only, not promotion of their sales. For example, we know Microsoft or some corporate goods without sales promotion. That is a brand. Many consumers think to buy that branded product. They no need a sales promotion. But why they give advertisements? Because that is builds their goodwill, that gives their image of that particular brand. When employed by an organization to market itself instead of its products, it is called institutional or corporate advertising. These ads are directed at creating a good public image of a company. Another kind of advertising is a public service advertising. Public service advertising refers to the advertising that is done with the non-profit motive. Such kind of advertising is generally undertaken with the motive of public service in mind. The advertisements that are prepared for these purposes are called public service advertisements. This is a non-product. For example, polio eradication, there is an advertisement by the celebrities. These are Amitabh Bachchan, who advertised for the earlier we witnessed about that two drops of the polio, and the family planning related advertisements, and recently COVID related advertisements, standard operating procedures. Many celebrities, they given their messages in the form of a public service advertising. So you are clear, I think so. It is related to public advertising is earlier we understood. Here is a public service advertising. Here is a different. Means some government advertising. There is even schemes, policies, welfare schemes by the government, either a state government or a local government or a central government. Here is a public service advertisement. This is also given by the particular government, either maybe central government or a state government or local government. But there is a no product. There is a no scheme, there is no policy, only for the benefit of the public. There is a service motto. They used celebrities because we know we have if we are fan with some about some a particular hero, it is attracts us. If our hero says something, we may attract it, we may follow it. Another important point is political advertising. Political advertising includes the communication supporting or opposing a candidate for a nomination or election to either a public office or an office of a political party, including the country and precinct chairs. Political advertising includes the communication supporting or opposing an office holder, a particular party, or a measure, a ballot proposition. See, even the election commission, they gives an advertisement. They ask the voters to participate in the election, ask them to franchise their voting, their votes. So that is also, it is related to the some particular, not exactly political system, but they are giving some awareness. Whereas political parties, they gives their advertisements about their general meetings, about their candidates. So far, we have discussed the various types of communication related to the media, related to the space, related to the government, related to the corporate political parties. Dear students, here I am concluding this session for today. Tomorrow we will discuss, tomorrow not, there is again, we have a classes in the next week. So I will again come with a new lesson in the next class. Thank you very much for viewing this video lesson.